Have you ever felt like everything was going smoothly and suddenly it all stopped? A job opportunity slips away, a relationship ends, your dreams seem to fall apart, and you're left wondering, why did this happen? It's easy to feel like life is being unfair, or that maybe you're being punished. But what if I told you that when Allah closes a door in your life, it's not to break you, it's to open your eyes? In this video, we will explore a powerful and healing topic: 6 signs Allah closed that door to open your eyes, not break you. Life is full of doors. Some we walk through with joy, others slam shut before we ever step inside. But in Islam, nothing happens without purpose. Every closed door is a part of Allah's divine plan. And understanding that plan can change the way you see your life, your struggles, and your future. You see, when we rely on Allah and have trust in His wisdom, we begin to see that every disappointment may be a form of mercy. Every lost opportunity may be a shield protecting us from greater harm. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Deen Explorers for more inspiring Islamic content that touches your soul and brings you closer to Allah. 1. Feeling peace after the door is closed. In life, we often come across situations where we desperately want something to happen. We chase after goals, relationships, or opportunities, believing that they will bring us happiness or success. But sometimes, despite all our efforts, the door we were trying to open remains closed. At first, this can feel like a huge setback. It's easy to fall into frustration, wondering why things didn't work out the way we wanted. However, in these moments, it's important to remember one powerful truth. When a door closes, Allah is giving us something far more valuable: peace. This peace is not something that can be explained easily or understood by our limited human perspective. It is a divine gift that comes from trusting in the will of Allah. After the disappointment or heartache of a closed door, you may find yourself feeling an unexpected sense of calm. It's as if, even though you didn't get what you wanted, you are at ease, knowing that everything is in Allah's hands. This sense of peace is a sign that you are beginning to align your heart with the wisdom of Allah, recognizing that His plan is always better than our own. So, whenever you find yourself facing a closed door, remember that the peace you feel afterward is not a sign of defeat, but a sign of Allah's love and mercy. Trust in His plan, and let the peace He provides be a source of comfort as you move forward. Allah knows what is best for you, and He will never let you go astray. 2. A new path opens up. When a door closes, it may feel like an end, a moment of defeat or loss. But what if this very closure is actually a new beginning, a fresh opportunity, or a hidden blessing? Often, the most difficult moments in life open the path to the greatest transformations. We may not see it immediately, but every closed door is a reminder that Allah is preparing something better for us. When one door shuts, another opens, sometimes right in front of us, sometimes after a period of waiting and reflection. The feeling of discovering a new path is one of the most empowering experiences. It may not be the path we initially envisioned, but it's the one that leads us to growth, peace, and fulfillment. This new path can be the answer to our prayers, something far better than what we had been striving for. In moments of despair or confusion, when it seems like all doors are closing, Allah's mercy shines through in unexpected ways. A new opportunity, a chance meeting, or a sudden change in direction can all be signs that Allah is opening a path specifically designed for us. The key to understanding this is to trust that Allah's plan is far more complete and perfect than anything we can plan ourselves. Sometimes, we may cling to a particular goal or dream, believing it to be the only way to achieve happiness or success. But Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows what is best for us. The new path that opens up after the closure of another may seem unfamiliar or uncertain at first, but it is a chance for us to step into a future that aligns more closely with what we truly need, not just what we think we want. Sometimes the path that Allah opens for us is completely different from what we had planned for ourselves, and that's okay. Life's beauty lies in its unpredictability, and Allah's plan is always better than our own. When we trust in Him, the new path that opens up becomes not a source of anxiety, but a source of hope and excitement. It's a chance to embrace the future with an open heart, knowing that whatever comes, it is a part of Allah's divine plan for us. Every time a door closes, remember that it's not an ending, but the beginning of something new. Trust in Allah's wisdom and guidance. A new path is opening up for you, and it may just lead you to places more beautiful and fulfilling than you could have ever imagined. Embrace the journey, and remember that Allah is always by your side, guiding you toward the best possible outcome. The best is yet to come. 3. You learn a valuable lesson. In every challenge, setback, or closed door, there is an opportunity for growth. Life is not merely about achieving our desires or obtaining the things we think will bring us happiness. It is about learning, evolving, and becoming better versions of ourselves. When a door closes and we are left feeling disheartened or confused, we must understand that it is a chance to learn a valuable lesson, one that will not only help us in the present, but will also prepare us for the future. It is often said that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Through every moment of difficulty, disappointment, or hardship, Allah provides us with lessons that shape us into the people we are meant to be. Sometimes, we are so focused on a goal or an outcome that we fail to notice the lessons being presented along the way. But when a door closes, it forces us to stop, reflect, and gain wisdom from the experience. Allah, in His mercy, uses these moments to teach us, guide us, and help us become stronger, wiser, and more patient. The lesson we learn from a closed door is not always apparent right away. It may take time for us to understand why a particular path was blocked or why a certain opportunity was not meant for us. However, with patience and faith, we begin to see the wisdom in Allah's plan. We realize that what seemed like a failure was actually a lesson in disguise. Sometimes the lesson is about patience, perseverance, or humility. Other times, it may be a lesson about trusting Allah's timing, letting go of control, or recognizing our own limitations. A closed door is not a sign of failure, but a lesson in disguise. It is a chance to reflect, learn, and grow. Whether it teaches us about patience, gratitude, resilience, or trust, the lessons from these experiences will always serve us in the future. When we look back on our struggles and the doors that were closed, we will see how each one played a role in shaping us into the people we are meant to become. Remember, Allah is always with us, guiding us through every trial and providing us with the lessons we need to succeed. 4. The pain leads you closer to Allah. Life is full of trials and tribulations. There are times when we face deep emotional, physical, or spiritual pain that seems unbearable. These moments of hardship, although difficult, often carry within them profound wisdom and the potential for growth. It's easy to feel lost or defeated when we are in the midst of pain, but the reality is that Allah uses our struggles to bring us closer to Him. In fact, sometimes pain and suffering are the very tools that Allah uses to soften our hearts and draw us nearer to His mercy. When we face pain, we are reminded of our vulnerability as human beings. We realize how little control we have over our lives and how dependent we are on Allah for everything. In moments of difficulty, our hearts tend to turn toward Allah in a way that we may not do when things are going smoothly. We seek comfort, peace, and guidance in His presence, and through this seeking, we find solace. Pain has a way of reminding us that this world is temporary and that we are ultimately here to worship and rely on Allah, not on our own strength or ability. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, uses pain to remind us of his power and our dependence on him. It is in our moments of weakness that we often find strength in him. Furthermore, the pain we experience in this life serves to strengthen our connection with others. When we go through hardships, we begin to empathize with the pain of others, and this creates a sense of compassion and solidarity. It reminds us to be kind, to support one another, and to recognize the struggles that others are facing. Our own pain can become a source of healing for others, and by supporting each other through difficult times, we draw closer to Allah and build a community of love and care. Pain is not something to be feared or avoided. It is a natural part of life, and it is through pain that we often find our way back to Allah. Pain leads us to recognize our vulnerability and dependence on Allah, helping us purify our hearts and strengthen our faith. When we turn to Allah in times of hardship, we find comfort in knowing that He is near, that He hears our supplications, and that He is the ultimate source of healing and peace. Our pain, when borne with patience and trust in Allah, becomes a means of drawing closer to Him and attaining His mercy and reward. 5. You start seeing your worth more clearly. One of the most profound gifts Allah bestows upon us in times of struggle and hardship is the ability to recognize our true worth. When doors close, when things don't go as planned, and when challenges seem insurmountable, it is easy to feel defeated and question our value. However, these very moments of difficulty are often when we are given the opportunity to rediscover our strength, worth, and purpose. Allah uses these trials to help us understand who we truly are and the unique role we play in His grand design. Often, we spend our lives seeking validation from external sources, whether from people, achievements, or material success. We tie our worth to how others perceive us, or how much we accomplish. But when a door closes, and the validation we once sought becomes unavailable, it forces us to look inward and recognize that our true worth is not defined by external circumstances. In those moments, we begin to understand that our value lies in our relationship with Allah and in the sincerity of our efforts to please Him. Finally, when we begin to see our worth more clearly, we also understand the value of our unique qualities, talents, and abilities. Allah has gifted each of us with something special, and it is through discovering these gifts that we come to appreciate ourselves fully. Whether it is our ability to help others, our creativity, or our resilience, every person has a purpose that is valuable in the eyes of Allah. Our worth is not defined by our material possessions or external achievements, but by how we use our gifts to serve others and to live a life of purpose. When a door closes, it can be an opportunity to reconnect with our true worth. Through pain, hardship, and struggle, we begin to understand that our value lies not in the approval of others or our worldly success, but in our relationship with Allah. Allah allows these moments to help us discover our strength, our resilience, and our potential to grow and evolve. When we realize that our worth is defined by our faith, our sincerity, and our efforts to please Allah, we begin to see ourselves in a new light. With each closed door, Allah opens our eyes to the fact that we are valuable, not because of what we achieve, but because of who we are in His eyes. 6. The door closing saves you from harm. Life often presents us with many paths, some that seem promising and others that appear to lead us to success. Yet, there are times when a door, a potential opportunity, or a path that we feel drawn to closes unexpectedly. This experience can leave us feeling confused, frustrated, and sometimes even heartbroken, as we wonder why something that seemed so right for us is no longer within reach. However, what we may not realize at the moment is that the closing of that door may, in fact, be one of the greatest blessings Allah could bestow upon us. When a door closes in our life, it can feel like a setback or even a rejection, especially if we have invested time, energy, and emotions into pursuing a certain goal or desire. But as believers, we are reminded that Allah's plan is always better than our own. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, knows what is best for us, far better than we could ever know ourselves. There are countless instances in our lives where we might pursue a particular course, thinking it will bring us happiness, success, or fulfillment, only to find that it ultimately closes. It is in these moments that we are invited to trust that the closed door is a form of protection, keeping us away from harm. Furthermore, the protection Allah provides through the closing of doors is not limited to the physical world. It extends to our emotional and mental well-being. Sometimes, we may become so fixated on a goal or a relationship that we lose sight of how it is affecting our peace of mind and emotional stability. When a door closes, it can be a way for Allah to protect us from further stress, anxiety, or emotional turmoil. By redirecting us away from these situations, He is safeguarding our mental health and ensuring that we are not overwhelmed by unnecessary stress. The closing of a door is not a rejection. It is a form of divine protection. Allah, in His infinite mercy, knows what is best for us and uses His wisdom to shield us from harm. Whether it is physical, emotional, or spiritual harm, the closed door is often a means of saving us from experiences that would ultimately lead to greater suffering. We are reminded that Allah's plans for us are far better than any plan we could create for ourselves. When a door closes, we can trust that it is Allah's way of guiding us toward what is truly beneficial for us in this life and the hereafter. So, instead of feeling discouraged, we should embrace the closings, knowing that they are a sign of Allah's love and protection. Sometimes in life, it takes a closed door to open our eyes. What we thought was rejection was actually redirection. What we felt as loss was actually protection. And what we feared was the end was actually the beginning of something far greater, planned by the one who knows everything, Allah. We must remember that our journey is not meant to be perfect, but purposeful. Allah does not close doors to hurt us. He closes them to guide us, protect us, and wake us up to a higher purpose. Whether it's saving us from harm, teaching us our worth, or drawing us closer to Him, every closed door carries a wisdom we may not see in the moment, but in time, it reveals itself. As believers, our job is not to question the door that closed, but to trust the Lord who closed it. Know that He never takes anything away without replacing it with something better, either in this world or the next. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Deen Explorers. If this video touched your heart, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content that brings you closer to understanding the wisdom of Islam. May Allah open doors of goodness for you, protect you from harm, and strengthen your trust in His perfect plan.